う死んでいる。
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Trevor Plays here, back again with another My Hero Academia anime episode review type thing. This is going to be another collab one where it's multiple episodes and all that, and I am sorry that I haven't been able to make time to get these out, you know, on times, on Saturdays and stuff like that. But because I've been like swarmed with homework and stuff like that, so I haven't had time to actually sit down and try to do this type of videos and stuff like that again. So when the next episode airs next weekend, obviously there will be one because it is spring break. So I will obviously have that episode done or do that on for that Saturday and all that. But we are going over episodes 17, 18, and 19. So we will all do that. So My Hero Academia episodes 17, 18, and 19, or in total 80, 81, and 82. And I will split this into, well, not really split this into different, I will take sections and times to talk about what happens in what episodes. So obviously, to start off with, we have episode 17 or 80 titled Relief for Licensed Trainees. So this episode brings us back to Shoto, Bakugo, Inasa, and Kami taking their remedial courses for them to get their provisional licenses, and we see that they are met up against the kids again, and then they have to befriend them and all that. So it ends up turning into a fight, and that's where it looks like it's going, but no, it changes into an amusement park pretty much. Shoto, or all the kids use their quirks and all that, and Inasa uses his gale or wind quirk, and Shoto uses his ice quirk and freezes all of their stuff in a certain area or in a certain spot, and it makes this giant slide, an ice slide and all that, and it looks pretty cool because it has all of everyone's little quirks and all that. And then he uses his fire to light the rings on fire, and that's pretty cool. I thought this was a really good episode because we get to see them use their quirks in a different way, which is pretty much the whole point of this. It was for them to figure out a way to be friendly with them and show that not all heroes are kind of like, you know, Endeavor in a way at the beginning, you know, when Endeavor is always like, you know, mad and pissed off and stuff like that. So it's showing that heroes can, like, all your pretty much ideal heroes are the kind and nice heroes and all that. And then there's Bakugo, who's just over there, and all of the things that Bakugo says in this whole episode and all that, it all comes from his heart. It's all genuine. He knows from experience and all that stuff. So when he's talking to the leader of the kids, he says that, you know, don't talk down on people and stuff like that, because, you know, he pretty much like gives him like a little speech of like motivation in a way that is kind of entitled to what Bakugo has done from his past and all that, how he has always looked down on people and all that, but then sometimes those people can come back up, like Deku have and all that. So that was a really good episode talking about that. And then also we cut over back to UA, where we see everyone else doing their things, but another thing tries to go back to normal, but Aoyama's acting a little strangely in that episode, and people, this is where the whole controversy of who is the UA traitor, like everyone was trying to pick who's the UA traitor or whatever, and honestly, okay, so I kind of want to make this my own video on the whole UA traitor thing, because there are many things, and I know that I probably should have done this a while ago when it came up or whatever, but because we're kind of getting to that, we already kind of got to that part in the anime already. That's probably when I should have done that type of video and all that, but I didn't have the potential candidates that everyone was talking about, so I'll probably just talk about the whole UA Trader thing in its own video and all that, so that way that's something different and we can talk about all this stuff. But yeah, Aoyama started acting strangely, so this is when people started thinking that Aoyama was the traitor because of how he was, creepily spying on Deku, but no, he just wanted to be friends with Deku because he felt that they were the same in a way, how their bodies aren't used to their quirks. Like, since he was a little kid, Aoyama had to have that little belt that he wears all the time because his quirk would just leak out, and he wouldn't be able to control it and stuff like that. So that was kind of like how he compared himself to Deku in a way. But yeah, pretty much Aoyama just wanted to be friends with Deku and not kind of stand out in a way like he always has been. So now he's kind of moved to the forefront a little bit as being friends with, the main character and stuff like that. But yeah, that was that episode. And I will say I liked all the parts of it. I liked the whole, we get to see Kami's quirk, her glamour quirk at the beginning, which is pretty cool. She creates illusions, so that's pretty cool. And then all that. And then we have all that stuff that was going on with Shoto, Inasa, and Bakugo and all that at the remedial courses or whatever. And then the background extra characters were just hilarious. I like them. And the fact that they were like talking to like Gang Orca, and he was just kind of like, it was kind of funny how they added in that little tidbit with President Mike saying, yeah, King Orc is a softie for kids, but he's just making a rough exterior or whatever. So I found that quite funny as well. But that will leave us off for that episode of episode 17 or 80, really for the licensed trainees. So obviously they pass. I'll just get that, because I didn't really say anything. So obviously, yes, they pass that part of the remedial course. I think they're still doing it. I think. Oh no, they're done. I think they're done now. No, they're still doing it because they don't have their, they're still doing their remedial courses because I'm remembering back from the manga. No, they're still taking the remedial courses. They're just taking a break for now because of the school festivals and stuff like that, which leads us on to the next episode titled School Festival, episode 18 or 81, simply titled School Festival. So this episode was a good lead-in to seeing Little Eri again. We get to see Deku and Mirio meet Eri again in the hospital, and she talks about how she knows Mirio or Lemillion, but doesn't know Deku. Like, she knows who he is, but she doesn't know his name or anything like that. And then we have at UA, everyone is trying to get ready for the school festival and saying how we need to do something to, give everybody a break. We all need a break. We all need to do something that's different from hero work and stuff like that. So they're all just kind of coming up with ideas and stuff like that. And obviously, sometimes that doesn't work because they had like 20 things on the board because it was like everybody's stuff on the board, and then they got rid of some things, and then they tried to combine a few things, and then a lot of things went all crazy and stuff like that. And then this is when Jiro finally gets her time to shine. I love the Cultural Fest arc because of the whole the whole Jiro's whole play in this part, because she is a musician. She comes from a musician family, so it was kind of obvious that a school festival, it was kind of obvious that the only thing that they could possibly do is a band or a concert or something like that. So like, it was kind of obvious that if you have a character that her hobby is music and stuff like that, and she has a bunch of instruments in her dorm room, You would think that that would be their overall thing, which they finally end up coming up with that idea, which is really good, because I've been waiting to see this animated. I thought that this was a really good part in the manga, but there were a few chapters where Horikoshi was rushed with the deadline and he didn't finish some of the panels when I read it in the manga, but I'm pretty sure it's probably fixed now in the actual like volume sets of manga. Yeah, so they were deciding what they wanted to do. Then they finally figured out, well, why don't we just do music and dance and stuff like that? And actually, Shoto's the one who comes up with, hey, yeah, I've seen this thing that people do, and just types up a like on YouTube or whatever, types up like a band or whatever, and Mineta said a line that was like, that's unexpected from Todoroki or something like that, and I thought that was hilarious because, yeah, you don't really see, Shoto doing that stuff or liking that stuff or anything like that, but he came up with the idea because he just remembered it, and I thought that was kind of cool, little tidbit there. And then we get everyone's no, that's the next episode after this. So yeah, pretty much it's so we have the whole thing going on with UA. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do for the school festival. So they pitched a bunch of ideas. None of them really ended up working. So they went on with the music and dance stuff, which that actually happens in the next episode. And then we see Mirio and Deku talking to Eri, and then Deku comes up with the idea of, well, since Eri's horn is really small, she has control over her quirk and doesn't, she can't, go out of control like this, how she did. So Deku comes up with the idea of talking to Aizawa and says, like, why can Eri leave the hospital for a day, and we should bring her to the UA school festival. And Mirio's like, yeah, it's a great idea and all that. And we also find out that Eri's favorite food or favorite fruit is apples. So Mirio brings up candied apples, and we get this really cute scene with Eri, where they're just talking about candied apples and stuff like that, and she starts drooling a little bit. So it's kind of funny to see that, and like they're trying to make her smile. It's pretty much the whole gist of it, is because of how she's been treated, she doesn't remember how to smile and stuff like that. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to invite her to the school festival to have fun, to smile, to do, be a normal kid, pretty much, is what they're trying to do. And because it's UA, she'll be safe, there's no villains, and the good thing is they said that the school festival will be only open to staff and students, and a few exceptional people as well, so Eri being an exceptional person is, she's able to come. And that's pretty much what happens in that episode. And then in the next episode, titled episode 19 or 82, called Prepping for the School Festival, is the most fun part. So within this episode, we get to see everybody's hidden talents. We see that Jiro, well, we all knew that she's a musician. She comes from a musician family. She can sing. She can play the bass. She can play all the instruments and stuff like that. But she said that she's really good at the bass, so she'll be playing the bass. And then Momo said that she can play keyboards, so Momo will be on the keyboards. And then they had to figure out who was going to be their drummer, and the drummer ends up being Bakugo, which is pretty funny how they were like, well, we don't really know who's going to be able to play the drums or whatever and all that. And then I think it was Kaminari who mentioned it. So it's like, wait, didn't your parents put you through music school or something? And they all look at Bakugo, and he goes, yeah, but like I don't want to humiliate myself or whatever. So, but then next scene we see he's playing the drums and they're really good, and everyone's all like, oh my god. and stuff like that. So yes, we have that. And actually, I know that I am missing the overall arcing points of this. I just realized that now, of the whole thing that I'm about to get into. So yes, they also will need, since they're doing the whole band thing, they also need an effects team and behind the scenes team and a dance team and all that. So they're like covering like many steps with how everyone is there, and everyone will be able to use their quirks because they will be in the gym doing that. So they'll be in Gym Gamma, so they'll be able to use their quirks and stuff like that. I guess freely, maybe. Because they're still on campus, so yeah. So as I'm saying all this and all this, all the stuff that's going on with UA and Aerie and stuff like that. So now let me get to the main part, and that is talking about the villains of this arc. Villains: Gentle, Criminal, and La Brava. So as you guys may know, if you're watching it in English, you will hear that the English voice actor for Gentle gives him this kind of like British or he gives him an accent, I should say, because technically he is his character is like a British person. Like, I'm not trying to stereotypes or anything like that. I'm just saying like that's what his character's design is and stuff like that. Like that's how he is. So the English voice actor gave him a accent, and it fits perfectly, I say, because it makes sense that when it comes to characters like think of Aoyama, he's speaking in French, so you have to have like some words that are like English speaking, people who speak English and all that, they can still also have accents or speak other languages and stuff like that. So it is really cool to see these type of characters and like English voice actors get to portray these characters who they're meant to be portrayed by. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on the Japanese or anything like that. Like, not the Japanese voice actors or anything like that. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that because of how there are characters that are very diverse, it does kind of fit more with having that kind of person maybe speak, through, as the you get what I'm trying to say, okay? Voices fit perfectly, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Voices fit perfectly. And La Brava, her voice actress is great too. She really nails this character really well. And I have to say that it is kind of fun seeing Gentle Criminal, who is a pretty much essentially a YouTuber, who's also somewhat of a villain. I don't really see him as a villain. I see him as like an anti-hero villain. Like, he's doing crime, sure, but his crime isn't like as bad as like the League or Overhaul was. It's literally just like he's just doing it to be popular. So that's why he ends up leaving the money that he tried to steal from just a convenience store or whatever. Sure, he robbed the store or whatever, but he didn't technically rob it because the money was still there. So like his whole like criminal act is not really, because it's not really a surprise, really. If you look at the ending of My Hero, if you look at the ending for season 4, if you watch the ending, you will see Gentle in those pictures, and you know that these pictures are centered around UA. So you will see that Gentle was training to be a hero, or like he was at UA, so he was doing something, okay? But obviously that didn't work out for him, so he ended up becoming a criminal, or in this case, a video criminal, to where he does YouTube stuff, and I like it's relatable. Like there's literally it's not really in this episode, but like all the stuff that he's talking about and like what LaBrava's talking about too is like, you're posting a video or like you've been posting video. Yeah, no, it was in this. So LaBrava brings up that Gentle has been uploading videos for 6 years and has not been getting like that many views or gone viral or anything like that. And I can relate to that like perfectly because I've been doing YouTube for 6 years as well, and my channel is only at like 130-ish subscribers. So you will see that yes, there are times where it is very, very relatable, and I really relate to Gentle so much because I've been doing YouTube for 6 years, and I still have a very, very small amount of subscribers. But I am grateful to all of you who have subscribed and have stuck with me, and there's a lot of you that have stuck with me since this channel began back in 2013, and I will definitely do a video or something around that, and I do have other things planned very, very soon, like very, very soon for the near future of bringing back some old series and stuff like that. And if you are a long-time subscriber, I'll just probably put this in its own video as well. But if you do happen to watch this video, if you are a long-time subscriber who has been subscribed to my channel for a while, then you will know where the channel began, and you will know that I pushed myself really, really hard to do content like that, and I will just know that there is something that is possibly coming back if you are a very, very old subscriber. But anyway, what I am saying is that within this episode, back to the whole episode thing, off of my little rant there. So yes, Gentle, LaBrava, it's a nice spin because we've had so many like villains that have just been, villains. So we have Shigaraki, leader of the League of Villains, and then we have all the other villains that are in the league. Very, 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 very murderous, right? Okay. Then you had Stain. Okay. Stain. Very, very murderous. And so they're coming off of villains that do, really what villain stuff is. Same thing with Overhaul as well. His was a little bit different, but he's still a villain. And so is the others. Well, technically, they kind of classify the Yakuza as a villain organization or whatever, but not all of them are, which is what like the head leader of the Yakuza clan that Chisake was a part of. He literally says that this is not what we're doing, and I don't want you to do this or whatever. So that's why stuff happened and Overhaul did what he did. I like Gentle and LaBrava because they're different. They're really, really different. It's like, again, I did say this earlier, is that his crime isn't really crime. Well, it technically is, but like it's not as like sophisticated and like top tier, because like, okay, I see League of Villains up here, top tier, obviously, because they're the main villains of the whole series. Then we have Overhaul right here, okay? And then we have Stain, who's literally in between these. I say like this, okay? So we have the League right here. We have Stain, and then we have Overhaul right here, okay? So these are our tiers of how bad the villains are. And then we have Gentle, all the way down here. That is where I see villain rankings and stuff like that, because his crime, like, again, yeah, he robbed a convenience store and everything else that he's done, but he still left the money there. So place wasn't technically robbed because your possessions and stuff was still there. But you also find out from Gentle and the Brava side, well, mostly Gentle side, is that when we see his part and all this, he literally states that that convenience store, they've been selling a bunch of stuff that's like relabeled prices, like the labels on the stuff is like remade and it's not genuine, and like so like all the stuff that people are buying from the company is like either like old stuff, but it just like it's kind of new-ish, but like it's still, you know, it's a little weird how I'm trying. It's really hard to put this into words because like again, like I just don't see Gentle as a villain, and since I know where this arc is going and what happens with Gentle and La Brava in like their small little character development that we get, plus all the backstories that we get, like it's not bad. Like he's technically just a good guy. He just, you know, I don't know, but like it's very, very obvious that you know, obviously he has a plan going on, and that's going to go down in the next couple of episodes. And now that I'm looking at it, since we are on episode 19, well, for the English dub, I should say, since we're on episode 19, that means we have 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. We have 6 episodes left for this arc. I do know the whole Cultural Fest stuff is going on, which it was really weird. Like okay, Horikoshi's writing for this arc was really good because it's you flip flop. You go from UA, who's doing school festival stuff, then you go to Gentle and La Brava, and then you have an episode where Deku and Gentle actually fight, like, which is actually, it's already aired for Japanese, but like it's like the writing in this and the fact that you're flip-flopping between 2 different areas is like really good. And I know obviously he's been doing this whole time because he had the whole stuff with the UA guys and then overhaul stuff, and then we have the whole things with the League of Villains, and then the whole thing with like Bakugo and the camp and stuff like that. Like, so Horikoshi's writing is really, really good, and I guess, and then I have ideas for another video too, but those will be separate videos and stuff like that. So I will be talking about a few things that will be in separate videos and stuff like that. But this will be it for my review catch-up thing, for catching up to the anime. Well, catching up to the English anime, I should say. I tried watching the Japanese versions of the new latest episodes 83 and 84, but the problem was the subtitles weren't matched up in the right spot, so I'm just going to wait for the English version to come out, and I'm going to watch that, and that will be my review for those, which that would be for the next one that's coming. But yes, I will be doing that for the English versions and stuff like that, and yeah. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. Leave some comments down below on what you guys thought of the episodes when you watched them and stuff like that. Because like now that we're at this time where I'm uploading later, is the fact that everyone's already watched it and stuff like that. But leave comments down below on what you guys thought of the episodes and stuff like that. Like, leave some suggestions on like what do you think's going on with like the overall arcing thing with Gentle and La Brava and stuff like that. And then what you guys think about the school festival arc and stuff like that. So Did I say if you're not yeah. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I do know that there is a decent amount of people who aren't subscribed. So if you haven't subscribed already, please make that red subscribe button gray and hit the notification bell. And I will see you guys next weekend for the single episode review. Getting caught up, or of being caught up. So, see ya next time.